Hello, all you beautiful souls. Jules and Gemini here with the big nose. She's full. She's stuffed like a turkey right now. She had her single turkey for herself that I cooked for Thanksgiving, and she has about maybe half of it left, and she'll be done with it because she gets fresh chickens every day. So we switched it up with some turkey, and she's really loving it. So I wanted to pop on and say hello. I hope you all had a very nice Thanksgiving for those of you that celebrate. And I wanted to do our crystal grimoire healing session so we can continue with that. And we're going to be talking about crystals and sunlight. So I have a few crystals over here to share with you for crystals that are not safe and crystals that are safe in sunlight. And we'll talk about that. So direct sunlight does damage some crystals, and it can make them fade and become brittle as well. Sunlight is a wonderful way to cleanse and charge your crystals, but some will fade if placed in sunlight for too long. Although you might think that sunlight won't fade a crystal if it spends 10 minutes here or there in the sunlight, but it does break that crystal down over time. So each time you expose it, it's going to slowly fade or become brittle, and hence why some of your crystals break if they fall off your necklace, the chain, or if you're working with one and it just breaks in your hand or on the ground. It's because most likely it has been exposed to sunlight for so long, it's breaking down the minerals and composition of that crystal, and it's slowly causing it to not be as strong as it once was. Also, some say that it can lose energy as well, and if it breaks, it's because it's become overwhelmed or it's done its and served its purpose for you, and that is true as well. But you can also heal and recharge and cleanse your crystal after it has broke. So if you're not wanting to part with it, you can definitely put some E3000 or 7000 glue on it and seal it back together. Although if you feel that it's served its purpose, most definitely send it back into the earth. So citrine, for example, it can fade to clear after spending just 4 hours in the sun. Yeah, so if you have citrine, keep it away from your windows. And if you have some cloth or like a little pouch you can keep your crystals in to store them away from light, that's also a really good idea. Or if you have a nice little box for them. And then fluorite can, just after spending 15 minutes in the sun and being exposed to it, and it can actually get really, really hot in your hand, and it also fades the stone as well. So if you have any fluorite, they're really gorgeous stones. I'll show you this one. So here is fluorite, and this is actually a really cool piece. It's got almost like a lens on top, like a clear lens. And then inside you can see all the different colors. Rainbows, a little bit of rainbow right there. But these lines and striations are going to fade if you put it in direct sunlight. So as a rule of thumb, generally speaking, semi-transparent and transparent crystals are going to fade over time in sunlight, such as amethyst and fluorite tend to be more sensitive to light than the opaque crystals. So here is your amethyst. This is actually ametrine. And then this is your clear quartz lens with the garden. And yes, the garden quartz inside can fade. And then here's a clear quartz. And some people say, oh, my crystal's changed. It grew, or something weird like that. So yes, your crystal can change. It can change colors. It can also break down, but it's not necessarily going to grow. The minerals dispersing themselves may make it look larger, but unless you're literally growing a crystal in a petri dish or something like that, it's not going to get any larger or smaller unless you have some really good magic up your sleeve. So some crystals will naturally fade over time, but the time spent in direct sunlight will accelerate this process. And the good thing that I have found, that although the color might have faded in your crystal, it's not going to affect its energy. So if it looks different to you, it's still the same crystal. It still has the same properties, and it's like not going to change how the energy works with you. So if you have, per se, an amethyst for relaxation, soothing, it's calming, it gets you out of your headspace, and just, it's like a nice soft blanket of violet light, and it really helps you feel more at ease. The Greeks called it amethystos for not drunk. So I actually have this gorgeous amethyst ring on. It's my new drop today for Black Friday sale. She's really pretty, I'll show you. She's really a deep purple, but she's also very transparent in the sunlight. So generally speaking, if I were to keep this ring in direct sun for an amount of time, it's eventually going to fade it almost to this color. But this is a star cut faceted amethyst, and it's really gorgeous. These are 40 by DM, so you can direct message me and we can have one made in your size. They're pure sterling silver, they're Brazilian, and they are stamped 925. Nice thick band, which I really love. And it's quite a large stone. So she is definitely a beautiful statement amethyst piece. So if you haven't got yourself an amethyst ring, definitely get one, because I just love it and I can feel its energy and properties already. So as a rule, fire colored crystals such as carnelian, sunstone, red jasper, they enjoy time in the sun and they are sun safe. So always do your research when you're using a new or an unfamiliar crystal in the sun to avoid damage, and try keeping your photosensitive crystals wrapped either in a soft cloth to shield them from any unnecessary light, or if you have a jewelry box, you can make it a crystal box. I have many really decorative wooden boxes that I like to store some of my crystals in, or even soapstone little decorative boxes. So I'll show you one. So here's one of my soapstone boxes. And I do store some of my photosensitive crystals in here. This is a quartz with blue feather, and I really just don't want those blue feathers to fade away. So thank you all for joining me, and I hope you have a beautiful, blessed night. And I'm going to go ahead and list some sun safe and unsafe crystals in the comments for you.